Good morning, everybody. Today we are doing something a little bit different. It's 41 degrees outside. It rained last night, so everything is horribly muddy. But the fall colors are really starting to pop right now. You can see a little bit of them outside my window here, hopefully. I'm just going through a little section of trees there that might help. I'll flip the camera around in a minute to show you. It's starting out to be a beautiful day. Hopefully it stays that way. So what I'm going to do today is angle my way over to the lakeshore near Lake Michigan and head up the lakeshore up toward Traverse City, Michigan, and on around to Petoskey, Michigan. And north of that is something called the Tunnel of Trees. Supposed to be really beautiful drive this time of year. So hopefully we're going to make our way over to that and see how it looks. And I'll take you guys and show you a little bit of the colors along the way. The colors are right at prime or peak color right now. So now is the time to do it. A couple of weeks from now, everything's going to be brown or dead. So it's now or never. Let's see what we can see. We are heading north, just exited Holland, Michigan. You see some of the fiery red trees along the road. Some of the areas are nice, some are not as nice. I don't know if the camera is going to be picking up the colors vibrantly. We've got some crazy looking clouds. I don't know if it's supposed to rain or not, but boy, it sure looks like it. I did get a few drops here and there, but we're gonna keep on pressing on. It's only 9:13 in the morning, so we got a lot of driving left to do. Situation report: we're about 35 miles south of Ludington, still heading up Highway 31. I have to admit, driving along 31 is rather boring. I much prefer the back roads, and I'm not sure we're going to do the whole Traverse City, Petoskey Tunnel of Trees thing because I'm not as enamored with the colors right now. They're not that spectacular. You know, you come across the hills, they're not that bad. There are some sections that are really pretty, especially when you get a chance to look out across areas like that or see the hills coming off into the distance. It is pretty, but it's also going to get me back like late in the day, like dinner time, and for the minimal that I'm getting from the trees, I don't know if I want to do that. So what I may end up doing is just going another hour north up to Manistee, I believe it is, and then head east through the Manistee. It's like the Manistee National Forest or something like that, and take some back roads back, just to explore some of the back roads. So check in with you later. I'm also going to try to find some antique stores along the way. My daughter loves teacups, and I'll see if I can find any for her. And it wouldn't be Michigan if we didn't have some road work going on. The Michigan State sign is a road construction sign. It's everywhere. And it is kind of weird. We've got the straight stretch of barrels going off into the distance here. The ominous looking clouds and the beautiful windmills up there. So can you see the windmills? I love windmills. So a bit of an interesting sight here. barely the slightest bit of color in the trees right now, a little bit. Oh, there we go. We're coming up to a nice little stretch there. Windmill off to the right of us here. Wind is really blowing, so those things should be going good. I see one of them looks like it's got its blades turned down there and locked so that it can't move. Maybe from high wind conditions, I don't know. They can only handle such certain speeds of winds, and then it gets dangerous for the blades. This is a pretty section right here. You got like birches on the right, so you had those white trunks of the trees showing through the colors. Don't know how long the construction's going on. We're not too far out of Ludington right now, so I suspect it shouldn't go on too much longer. Just thought I'd update you a little bit. We are coming through historic Manistee, crossing the river here. Not sure exactly what the name of it is. Might be Manistee River. Who knows? Tight turns down through here. I don't think that was the downtown area. I think that was crossing the river, but it may be downtown's further away. But it says I've arrived. We're gonna head up a little bit. We're gonna take Michigan 55 east and head off toward the Manistee Forest. And that's something interesting. There is a ship out there. I don't know what it is. Passing by this, I saw a little bit. This left lane ends here, and all these people are not merging. There's the ship out there. I still don't know what it is. City of Milwaukee, Manistee. Okay. Interesting. There is the sign, Manistee National Forest. And it is yellow and brown mostly. Colors are changing. It's odd. Of course, anytime you go out looking for the fall colors, it depends on where you go and how fast the weather has changed and all kinds of stuff like that, and what kind of trees you run into as to what kind of colors you're going to see. But all in all, it's going to be a pretty drive. There's that little splash off to the left there. It is 11 o'clock right now, and it's been a nice drive so far. So we're going to keep on going. I am heading east on 55 through Manistee Forest. We're going to, I think, a town called Wellston or something like that. And just past that is 37, and I'm going to take that south, I believe, toward Baldwin, and then head over toward Big Rapids area, and then we'll probably take Highway 131 back down. And from the Highway 131 area, if we do that, it's going to be pretty boring. It's just highway. But once we get closer back to my hometown, south of Grand Rapids, then we may head off towards like Hastings area. There are areas there where there's lots of woods and stuff that hang over the roads. It could possibly be a really pretty drive. I used to drive my motorcycle out that way too, and I really loved it. So let's keep driving and see what we come up with.
When you feel it's hopeless, when you think that you lost, oh, I will take your hand and we'll rise up from the dust. Oh, here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're unstoppable. Don't be afraid to show what we're going for. This is what we know. Here we come back to life, we're still breathing. Standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're
little montage or time lapse or whatever you want to call it there was pretty much the entire length of 55. We're still on 55 right now, but we're just coming up on the junction of 37. We went through Wellston somewhere back there. I thought there was going to be like a little town that I could see and stop at or something like that. I didn't actually see anything, so I don't know if it was just an area or community, or if it was, you know, there was a little side road back there. Maybe it was a little way down it. I didn't see anything. We'll just say that. So coming up on 37 here soon, and we'll head south and see what we see that way. So far, it looks like the skies are trying to clear, so it's getting to be a brighter day. I love that. If the temperatures will go up when I get home, might even have a couple hours to get out metal detecting. We'll see. Sorry about the music there. That doesn't get me demonetized or something. That little snippet. It was coming down off the hill there, and I thought that was a little bit of a pretty view. Coming up on some slow-moving traffic here, doing well below the speed limit. I'm having to actually slow down quite a lot. So, see if there's a passing lane ahead. Alright, since the last update, I have driven a long way. I am way south of the last time that I reported in. I'm only about 25 miles from home or so right now. I have driven 346.8 miles so far today. And so far I have not been impressed with the fall foliage on the paths that I've driven. I'm closer to home on some of the back roads that I know here, and the colors seem to be a little bit better here. So we're going to view some of the, and the sun's out too, you can tell that as well, can't you? What I think we might have learned from this trip a little bit is sometimes you don't have to go that far to get the best views. Although this section right here, not a lot of reds or anything in here, just yellows and greens and some browns mostly. But we'll get into the sections where it's really pretty, and we'll turn you back on then. Let's just bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Back roads, you know. Up to an intersection, so I'm going to be safe and set this down. A little bit more here, another section of road, little twisty and turny, smaller roads. Ooh, that's a pretty area there. All those yellow leaves over the road and the sun shining through them was really nice. I need a gimbal mount for my camera here. A pretty tree there, that yellow one off to the right. Lots of leaves falling all over the place. And let's get to a section of the road with more trees over it. Go around this corner and see what's around the corner real quick. Hey, there's a nice red one right there. Check that out. Hopefully the sun's not washing it out. It is kind of for me, and hopefully it isn't on the camera too. I like it better when we're in the shade, when the trees are over the road. Get all those vibrant colors coming through on the phone a lot better. Dead deer, lots of those too. There's another one of these sections of roads where the trees drape over the road. Let's see how this one looks. Lots and lots of yellows. A little bit of red out there. lot of yellows though. It'll be interesting when I get home and look at the footage here to see if the camera picks up as much as what my eye is seeing. Oh, dude, that's a bad spot to stop right there. You got a whole section of road that you can pull off on, and you stopping in the middle? Ooh, that's a bad thing there. Ooh, some people's kids, I tell you what. This is a pretty section of road, though. I hope you're getting those reds and stuff right there like I am. Oh, this orange is right through here. Oh man, that's pretty. I like that. Wish all the political signs were gone. It's that time of year, unfortunately. So you got all these signs off to the side of the road. I think all that just messes up the view. I just want to see the trees. I don't care about all the other stuff. Passing by a couple of little ponds here. Oh, I guess. Yeah, check out those trees off to the side there. That's nice. Got another little pond right here. They actually had to build this road up like 3 feet because the rains have been enough in the beginning of the year to wash over the road. It was completely flooded. I came through here and had to drive through like 3 inches of water. Thankfully, it didn't wash the roadbed away because this car wouldn't have been able to take that. All right, here we're coming up to a stop, so I'm gonna cut you off. All right, last little bit of road here before we get back into the city. Look at these trees right here. Look how pretty they are. As you can tell, the roads haven't gotten any better. Most of the highways are pretty decent, but these back roads, ugh, bumpity, bumpity, bumpity. Pretty right there. I like those, I like these up in the distance here. Oh, I know that farmhouse. I met a tech there. But we are just about into the neighborhood area. We're gonna run out of trees to look at, so we're shutting it down, maybe for good. I might get out and do a little bit more driving this afternoon, but for the moment, here we are signing off on our, right as of this moment, 380 miles exactly worth of that's a lot of dang miles, isn't it, for getting out and just spending the day out and enjoying the beauty.